Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of the guided warm-up session of the online Kendall Betts Horn Camp experience. Our panelists this morning and every morning are Bernhard Scully, horn soloist, former member of Canadian Brass, our artistic director of Kendall Betts Horn Camp, and associate professor of horn at the University of Illinois, and Jesse McCormick, second horn of the Cleveland Orchestra, member of the Factory Seconds Brass Trio, and horn professor at Baldwin Wallace Conservatory. I'm your moderator, Chris Williams, staff member of KBHC and academist at the Karajan Academy of the Berlin Philharmonic. This session and all sessions are brought to you as part of the online KBHC experience, our gift to the horn community. In case this is your first time tuning in, please take a moment to familiarize yourself with the controls at the bottom of your screen. You can see a couple of options, most notably chat and Q&A. Please post any and all questions in the Q&A. I'll be monitoring there to answer everything I can and to bring anything else to Bernhard and Jesse at the end. Once posted, these questions can be upvoted by clicking the thumbs up icon located just below each question. Finally, be aware that comments posted in the chat can be viewed either by all panelists or all panelists and attendees. If you post a comment to all panelists and attendees, everyone viewing today's session will be able to see what you have written. You may use this function, but we want you to be aware of who will see what you write. Also, while we love reading the interactions between all of you, please keep the conversation to the topic at hand. With that, I'll hand it off to Bernhard and Jesse.
Thanks so much, Chris. Welcome back, everybody. So we're on day 3. We're going to move pretty quickly today. We have a lot of content to cover, starting with our usual stretching and breathing. So we'll save questions for the end. But I think we should go ahead and get started, right, Jesse? Jesse's frozen. All right, well, let's go.
Very special horn camp lanyard and my name tag. So I'm going full camp counselor on you today. So we're glad to have you here with us and hope you enjoy the morning.
All right, everybody. So let's stand up. Do our stretching. We're going to start with some twisting, and that again is this motion. Just go as far as you can. We'll do 10 counts of it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we're going to fold over, which is touch your toes. So for 10 counts, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we're going to do side bends. You put your arm up like this, or you can put it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the other side, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now we're going to do arm rotations, and that is like this and then like this. So we do 10 backwards and then 10 forwards. Hey, Jesse, you back?
Hi. Yay, internet.
You introduced some bling, right? Or some memorabilia?
Oh, yeah. All I was saying is I've got my horn camp bling today, my name tag. So I'm going full camp counselor on you all today.
Nice. Okay, here we go. Backwards arm rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we do forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Lastly, we'll do our shoulder shrugs, which is this. Give your neck muscles a nice massage. Okay, backwards first, then forwards. 10 each. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, oh, it's kitty cat. Now forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great.
All right, thank you so much, Bernhard. So that takes us right into our breathing for the day. So we're going to continue with a variation on the patterns that we've done the last 2 days. All right, we've done 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s counting. Today we're going to expand. We're going to do 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s. All right, and we're also going to do another variation, an extended variation of our suspended breathing and some of our capacity breathing. So I'll set it at quarter note equals 60 and let's get started. Okay, so this is 5 counts in, 5 counts out. Remember, a nice good open throat, hand up to do. If you were at Lynn's session yesterday, she was talking a little bit about this too and the value of doing good breathing. So as a group, 5 in, 4 for nothing. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 6 in. 7 in. 8 in. 4. Very good. Nice big deep breath in and out. All right, good. We're getting loosened up already. So you remember yesterday we did suspension breathing, which was 3 counts in, 3 counts held, 3 counts out, and then we did 4s, 5s, and 6s. So today what we're going to do is 3 counts in, 6 counts hold, 3 counts out, and then 4, 8, 4, 5, 10, 5, 6, 12, 6. Now for the suspension breath in the middle, the large number, right, I want you to keep the throat open, that mechanism, that thing that closes off your throat, keep that open. So we're getting our lungs to 100% and then we're staying full, all right? So 12 is gonna feel a little long. That's okay, you're gonna make it, I promise, okay? So I'm gonna set our metronome to 60. We're gonna start with 3, 6, 3. I'll give you 4 for nothing. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And 3 out. Good, okay. 4, 8, 4, 4 for nothing. 1, 2, ready, go. And 4 out. Good. Okay, 5, 10, 5, 4 for nothing. 1, 2, ready, go. And 5 out. Great. Last one. 6, 12, 6. You can do it. 4 for nothing. 1, 2, ready, go. Six out. Good. Nice big deep breath. Okay. Okay, last breathing exercise of the day. You all should know it by now. Capacity breathing, okay? We tank up to 100%, we keep the throat open, we sip to 101 and then 102%, all right? 2 sips. Exhale forcefully all the way out and then start hissing until you can hiss no more, all right? All the way big, all the way empty, okay? It's going to look like this. I'll demonstrate once. Really get rid of every last drop of air. Okay, we're gonna do 3 of these as a group. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. Inhale and go. Oh man, that nice deep breath after hissing feels really good, right? Okay, 2 more of those. Are we ready? Inhale and go. All right, 2 down, 1 to go. Remember to think of your lungs as a balloon. They expand on all sides, all right? Expansion is okay, all right? On the sides, the front, the back, on the bottom, the top, all sides like a balloon, okay? Last one, here we go. Full expansion breath, ready, go. Whew. Okay. I saw you, Bernhard. You almost passed out, but you made it. Okay, that takes us into our first notes of the day.
I'm just glad we had the trial runs when I passed out all those times, so I didn't do it this time. So.
That's right.
Thanks so much, Jesse. Okay, so now we're going to go our first notes of the day. As we did before, we're going to do a little free buzz just where it's easy. Then we're going to do it on the mouthpiece, and then we're going to do it on the horn. So free buzz, nice relaxed face. We're undoing all the tension in our body. And just purse the lips wherever the note is easiest. Mine is a little bit lower. Okay, now we do it on the mouthpiece. Nice and easy. We recommend on the open horn some note that is easy for you. Blow some nice seashell air into the horn, some really relaxed air like this. Everybody try that, just nice and relaxed. Good. So now we're going to speed it up just enough to where the note comes out, and we're going to listen to our sound very closely. And it's okay if it's not what you want at the start. You know, we're going to be very non-judgmental, very nice to ourselves, and we're just going to keep trying it until we produce our very best sound. So kind of like this, and I don't use a tongue, I use an air attack for this. Anyone want to try it? Go ahead. So when you're on your own, you just want to spend as much time as you need with this part of the study to be producing your very best sound. Listen closely. Listen to what you like. Make more of that. The stuff you don't like, keep blowing through it. That leads us to ho-do-do.
That leads us to Ho-Do-Do. Okay, if you've been with us the last few mornings, you're familiar with Ho-Do-Do. I'll give a quick explanation if you're joining us for the first time today. So we're going to do 3 notes in a row, a half note, whole note pattern, all right? And that we're going to use that articulation in the title, Ho-Do-Do, okay? We're going to climb chromatically 1 octave, and we recommend trying this on all on the F horn if you can for today. You don't have to do that if you're not comfortable. It's going to sound like this. And then we continue chromatically up until we reach the upper octave. All right, quarter note equals 60. I'll give you 4 for nothing, and we'll start as a group. All right, some quality Ho-Do-Dos here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. D flat. D natural. E flat. E natural. F natural. F sharp. G in the staff. A flat. A natural. B flat. B natural. Last one, C natural. Excellent. Getting our nice air usage and our good buzz going for the day. All right, that takes us to our song of the day.
Thank you so much, Jesse. All right, so the song of the day, the part where we start to engage our creativity before we get into more complex studies. I've mentioned before, if you like the song of the day, or if you can easily make your own, you can create free improvisation that becomes the song of the day, and you can even make the song of the day into an exercise itself in the manner of beautiful sounds by spreading it out throughout the range or changing it. So today I thought I'd include a song from Spanish origin, that Mexican song called La Cucaracha. I think you probably all know it. And it's in its original form. You probably know it in different forms. This is in the more traditional setting. So what we're going to do is we're going to sing it. You can sing it on solfege, you can sing it on la or da or whatever you want. If you know the words, you can sing it. I'm not going to sing the words. And then we're going to buzz it, and then we're going to play it. So the first note, and I wrote it in this key, by the way, for singing purposes. So I think when I originally wrote it, it was too high. So now hopefully everyone can sing it. If it's too high or low, pick whatever octave you want. So. Dum. So the tempo's like this. Everyone, let's sing it together. Da 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 dee. Yeah, the cockroach. So 1, 2, 3, 1. La 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 lee. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Na 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 dee dum. Na dee na 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 dee. Dun 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 da dee dun 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 dee dum. Da 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 dum. Dun 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 da dee dum bum ba dee. Da dee yum bum 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 bum. There you go. Make it as musical as you can. I try to give it my best. So now we're going to try it on the mouthpiece. Same pitch, same rhythm, highest standards, and the musicality, mostly. That we're connecting right now. Okay. No, no, no. First note. 1, 2, 3, 1. Nice. Okay, now let's try it on the horn. Remember, 2 sharps now. Sorry about that, but best key for singing. Okay, everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice. If you want to jazz it up, you probably know the rendition. Feel free to do that too. So this is a creativity moment. Spend as much time as you want with it. We're going on to beautiful sounds now. So.
Okay, thanks, Bernhard. Wow, your vocals are just improving by leaps and bounds.
I've been taking lessons with you.
Yeah, right. By the end of this week, you're going to be a regular operatic singer. All right, so that brings us into our beautiful sound study, which is exactly what we're going to warm up in this exercise, all right? Very important. It's one of the hallmark features of our instrument is our amazing sound, right? That's the uniqueness that we bring into the ensembles that we play in. So get that really nice, golden, amazing horn sound that you have in your head, and that's what we're trying to recreate with really good air support and a really nice, relaxed, flowing buzz, all right? I want you to think of your air as being active and spinning and warm, just as beautiful as your sound, okay? Today, we're starting a little lower than we've started the last 2 days. We're gonna move it down, taking it down now, all right? Starting on G instead of C. We're gonna expand to A flat, and then F sharp, and then A natural, and then F natural, and B flat, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna go quite far in this exercise today to basically where we will end an octave above and an octave below where we started, all right? So some of these keys might become challenging for some of you. So feel free to lay out whenever you want or stop wherever you want to along the way. Just tailor it to your own needs and your own comfort level. Each day we're gonna make this a little more difficult. We're gonna get into the extremes of our ranges, but just use your own judgment to figure out your own pacing. So the other thing is that we're going to move our tempo up a little bit on this now that we've established this for 2 days. And we're going to be at quarter note equals 68 today. All right, so I'm going to get my metronome started. And this is our tempo. I'll demonstrate once the first line so you can get an idea of how this is going to sound, and then we'll start as a group. If you can, try to do this line in one breath, tanking up with our nice good capacity air before we start. A nice big long arc. That's really beautiful. All right, let's do this as a group. Okay, here we go. On G, 4 for nothing. 1, 2, ready. On A flat. F sharp. A natural. F natural. B flat. E natural. B natural. Low E flat. C. Low D. We stop for a page turn here. All right. Good. Here we go on D flat at the bottom of the staff. 4 for nothing. 1, 2, ready. An octave down, low D flat. D natural below the staff. flat in the staff. Low B. E in the staff. Low B flat. F in the staff. Low A. We pause for a page turn here. All right, starting to get into the more extremes of the range. This is good, only a couple more lines. 4-0 on F sharp in the staff. 1, 2, ready? Low A flat. G in the staff. Two octaves down, pedal G. Whew, all right. We made it all the way to the end. So just to say it one more time, this and some of the breathing exercises that we're using are excerpts from Breathing Gym and Brass Gym, books that you all may be familiar with by Sam Palafian and Patrick Sheridan. So they're really great exercises. I highly recommend exploring those books. All right, that takes us to our harmonic series.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Okay, that was a workout, and you have to use a full capacity breath for that exercise and all the rest of the ones we're doing as well. So before we do the harmonic series, we're gonna do a few mouthpiece sirens, building on what we've done before. As I said before, these mouthpiece sirens you wanna get as much sound, continuous sound as possible. So the molto, portamento, as sustained as possible in each octave. And then we're gonna combine the octaves that we build. So we're starting on C. And we're just, the slower the better. So it sounds. Let's everybody try it together. Ready? Here we go. Now starting on G. Do. Ready? Now the upper G. Do. we're going to combine the 2 octaves into a 2-octave siren. Dom. Ready? Good. Keep trying for slower glissandos and more sustain. All right, leads us right into our harmonic series. Today we're going up another couple harmonics to the 12th, going up to G, where we just kind of stopped on the beautiful sounds, and again all the way down to low C. So we're going to do it slowly at first. Quarter note equals 60 here. Get it up. Oops. There we go. Okay. So big breath. I think for sake of time, let's just everybody start this. You can see what it is. It's all on the open horn, starting really easy. And again, kind of bump the notes in place. Air is first. Don't worry if it's not too smooth. We're just going for the air and the sound. Here we go. 2, ready? Takes a lot of air for that one. Okay, so now we got the basic feel of that. We're going to go right into 8th notes. I'm going to change this to 1 here. There we go. Okay, so 8th notes starting on the open horn. And we're just going to keep on going down the horn. Here we go. 1, 2, ready? 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One and two. Right. Two and three. 2. Right. Good. Page turn. Now 1 and 3. 1, 2, ready? One, 2, and 3. 2. All right. Good. So now we're going to go up in triplets, starting on the 1, 2, and 3, and then going back up. And that rhythm. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2. 1, 3, 2. 2 and 3. 2. 3. One and 2. 2. 3. Fingering two, two, there. And fingering open, two, three. That's it for today, and those.
Great, thanks Bernard. All right, so that takes us into our chromatic scales that we've been doing every day. What's different about today is that we're adding an octave. So we're going to do a 2-octave articulated chromatic scale on 8th notes, first on the F horn only, and then second on the B flat horn only. All right, so some of you may find this challenging. I do. All right, so good luck to everybody, including myself. So we're going to start down here on the low C. Something like that is going to be our tempo. I'll do quarter note equals 60 on the metronome. Feel free to use whatever articulation is comfortable for you, either a T syllable or a D syllable, whatever feels right and makes it fairly easy for you to articulate these notes. All right, so we're going to start quarter note equals 60. I'll give you 4 for nothing, F horn only. Remember to tank up and take a nice deep breath before we do this full range. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, ready? Made it. Okay, 1 down, 1 to go. B flat horn only. Okay, here we go, 4 for nothing. 1, 2, ready? Yay, chromaticism. That takes us into our non-chromatic scales.
Bravo, Jesse, that was awesome. Okay, now this goes back to diatonicism, but we've added the 2nd octave, and I've also combined the arpeggio. So we're moving pretty rapidly into more advanced scales here, and today we're going to go up in form of chromatic ascent. So we've done circle of fifths, and then we did circle of fourths. Now we're just going to go up chromatically. So as we go through the scales, if it gets too high for you, because I did include some higher notes today, kind of preparing us for tomorrow, feel free to take it down the octave or just go 1 octave, whatever you want, and always feel free to take the scales slower, either in quarters or even slower if you want. So, all right, here we go. Is it my screen freezing? I just saw something. Okay. So quarter equals 60 once again. So just as the last tempo, it's something like this. That tempo. Everybody ready? We're going to do all of our major scales with arpeggios. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. In there, if you want to take a little sippy breath, you do that, but we try to do it in one breath. Okay, here's D flat. 1, 2, ready? page turn. We're almost halfway done here. All right, F sharp. 1, 2, okay. Now G, 2, okay. Okay, this is when it's getting a little bit higher now, so if you want to take it down the octave, go ahead. I'm going to stick with the upper octave. Try at least. Here we go. A flat. 2. Okay. Now A, 2, okay. B flat, 2, okay. Now B, 2, okay. And one last one, just trying to prepare us for tomorrow. We're going to go to high C. Good luck. 1, 2, okay. Almost got it. Anyways, nice job, everybody. So we have a few minutes for questions.
Nice job, Bernard and Jesse. Doing good. So we have a few questions. I saved a few from yesterday. I think there's about 4 that I'd really like to get to. So a couple of ones from yesterday. One real quick. Martin Mann is asking, is there any preference from either of you for standing or sitting during your warm-up?
Well, I think it just depends on what kind of playing you're doing. I mean, probably if you're playing in the orchestra and you're used to sitting, it might be useful to do that. Or if you're going to play a solo, or if you're, you know, when I was traveling a lot, I would spend most of the time standing, so I'd warm up standing. It probably just depends on what goals you have. I don't know, Jesse, what do you think?
You know, out of default, I usually end up sitting for my warm-ups just because, you know, horn players, we have this concept that in order to practice, we have to sit all the time, right? What's funny is that my colleagues in the orchestra that are string players, like violinists, I talk to them about it and they're like, oh, when I practice at home, I never sit. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, I only sit in the orchestra. If I practice at home, I'm always standing, right? So for that reason, I would recommend, if you can, to do it standing at least every once in a while so that you get an idea of what it feels like to stand, especially because when we play solo repertoire, we have to stand. So yeah, those are my 2 cents.
Well, one other thing I'd add to it, thanks, Jesse, is that when I was in college, when I first got to college, I never stood playing horn. I always sat down. I never knew I could even stand. So then what standing for me was very uncomfortable. So then I realized I had to stand, like as Jesse was saying, for solo playing, and ended up being a huge part of my career, actually. So I would purposely practice at least 15 minutes every day, oftentimes in the warm-up with standing, just to practice standing. And then I realized that doing Alexander technique, if you guys see the session today with Alexander technique, the way we sit and stand should resemble the standing. Like the standing position is really the best, most optimal position we can get for breathing and for body positioning. You want to bring it down to sitting. So I think what Jesse's saying and with the string players, that what they do is really probably right. You know, standing is a really good way for us to practice. So.
Cool, thanks guys. I had another question here from Kyle Schober that had a lot of upvotes here. It says, if you find you don't like your sound, like on this finding your good sound exercise, what are some things one could try to improve it?
Jesse?
Off the top of my head, so there are days where I wake up and my chops feel like 2 blocks of wood, and it just doesn't feel like I can get anything going. So I just try to focus on the basics that we set up before our beautiful sound, which is really nice warm air, really good comfortable buzz, and I'll even do long tones, just trying to blow. Think of blowing into the center of the pitch, something like. And just think of moving the air or the buzz, or just making slight adjustments to see if you can get that sound to round out a little bit. Those are my recommendations.
Yeah, for me, very similar. I kind of have, like when I do the beautiful sounds, for instance, that's later in the warm-up for me, but there's like 3 things that if I don't feel very good and I'm having trouble with the high range or whatever, I kind of stop and I ask myself, first of all, did I take a big breath? And maybe not. And so then I'll take a big breath. I'll also ask myself, did I support the air? Was I really blowing? Was I giving it enough to even make a good sound? And I'll try that. And also ask myself, like, was I tense in my body or in my face or even in my mind? If you think about something very stressful, like, getting attacked, by a lion or something, it causes stress. So we want to be really relaxed, as all those things can affect sound, and trying to get our minds and our bodies, in this point of stasis, so we can produce the best sound. Yeah, so those are kind of like my troubleshooting areas I try to address right away. Tension's a really big thing. Sometimes we're holding tension in our body that we don't know. So being able to release that and being able to pinpoint it when we're doing the stretching and the breathing and all of that. And what you might do, Peggy had a great class the other day on mindfulness. Try to do some meditation, some mindfulness before the practice. We don't have time for it in this hour-long class, but just even 5 minutes of that can sometimes calm the mind, therefore calming the body. Therefore, it tends to result in a better sound.
Thanks, guys. Great answers. Let's see. We have a question here from Sophie Griffith O, and I believe it was someone from yesterday. I don't remember exactly who, but they are asking, how much do you vary your warm-up routine, or do you vary it?
Okay, so I'll start. To be honest, I, on average, don't vary it very often. I've done basically the same warm-up routine for a very long time. That's just kind of what worked for me. Every once in a while, I'll branch out and try something different. I just kind of come back to what I like, and that's totally fine. It's a very personal thing. When you come to Horn Camp, we usually offer this warm-up every day, in addition to featuring one of our faculty members' warm-ups every day. And so you can come to our class and get basically this every day, or you can go there and get a different warm-up every day. So I would say, and like I said, there are millions of warm-ups out there. You can try every one for every day of every year if you want to, and change it up, see what feels right.
Yeah, you notice that with our warm-up, even though it's very standardized, we do add that song of the day
that was something I feel like even if you have a very, very rigid warm-up that works for you, it's nice to add a little bit of variety, especially in the musical sense. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. I think that there's a lot of virtue in the familiar. Once you get a warm-up that you like and that works for you, that's a big thing. Does it work for you? Like these things have worked for us, we stick with them. But maybe you find things that work for you. You want to stick with that because stick with what works. But do provide, I think it's good to provide some variation, like maybe varying up the order of these things. Some of them would be good. One thing I would caution against is kind of getting used to only playing after a long routine. I think it's really important to try to play, say, your audition repertoire or your solo or even orchestra sometimes without a long warm-up sometimes, just to see how it feels. Like vary that part of it up and then maybe do the rest of it later in the day, because oftentimes we don't have the luxury of doing this long warm-up. Maybe the traffic is bad, or maybe for whatever reason get called at the last minute, and you want to know that you can play without having to play for 30 minutes or an hour. So I think it's good to have 3 versions of the warm-up, like one you'd call your full warm-up, like what we're doing, warm-up, maintenance, building routine. Then a shorter version of that maybe you'd play before a rehearsal or something, maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And then you want to have also your emergency routine, which could be 30 seconds to 10 minutes. That's when, you get called at 7:50. We need an assistant horn, So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. But so just experiment. And like I said, some of the exercises like beautiful sounds can be altered. They can be altered in modes or in rhythms or in styles. And that can be interesting to vary the routine, even though you're sticking with familiar things, but you're altering aspects of them. So it doesn't become completely the same every day. So.
Great, thank you. I think that's probably all the time we have for. So I'll go ahead and share my screen here with a picture of all the events for today. Let me pull it over here, make full screen. Come here, I'm chasing you down. Can't run away from me. There we go. Okay, so I just want to thank you guys all for coming. Here's a list of all the stuff we have going on today. In about half an hour, Lauren Becker, assistant professor of horn at the Crane School of Music, will give a session entitled Practicing. At 2 p.m., these are all Eastern Daylight Time, Robert Hoyle, retired principal horn of the Hartford Symphony and retired professor of horn at the University of Connecticut, will give a master class entitled Back to the Fundamentals. Later this afternoon at 4 p.m., William Purvis, horn soloist, chamber musician, and professor in the practice of horn and chamber music at the Yale School of Music, will give a master class. At 6 p.m., Stasia Sienna, a classically trained vocalist and professor, artist faculty member at Roosevelt University in Chicago, will host a session on the Alexander technique. And finally, at 8:30 this evening, a very special session featuring our Clam Night, a sort of variety show put on by the KBHC staff, and the feature from the United States Army Field Band. In the meantime, you can subscribe to our YouTube page by searching for Kendall Betts Horn Camp. In addition, you can find us on Facebook using the @KB Horn Camp. And finally, you can find us on Instagram using @official_KBHC. We encourage you to post on social media using the hashtag KBHC2020. Thank you guys, and we'll see you all later.